I hit up the Harvest Moon Brewery and Cafe, located in the college town of New Brunswick, New Jersey. It's a combination brewpub restaurant that opened up back in 1996.
I decided to sit down with Chef Michael, the Tank, a few customers, and the GM himself, Dario. He's not your typical GM.
His hours aren't that of a normal 9 to 5. He usually comes in at 5 p.m. and leaves at around 3 a.m. He jokes that he's kind of a glorified babysitter. Let's see what he has to say. How many beers are you guys brewing here now?
Right now on board we actually have a 9. We usually don't have beer from outside, but like we actually have this beer now from, it's a gluten-free beer. Mm-hmm. It's an IPA. It's actually a very session IPA. It's pretty light, 4% alcohol. And everybody's gluten-free nowadays. Sure. So we try to, we did a lot of gluten-free in our menu adjustments. So like we try to, make everybody happy.
You're keeping up with the times.
Yeah, we try to stay, we try to make everybody happy from, the 18 years old college student to like, the 70, 80, 90 years old person, then going to, some shows next door and stuff like that. So we try to keep up with that. So
awesome. You guys have a bunch of mainstays.
Yep.
Right.
We have 5 beers that we typically always have on tap, barring any mechanical failures or anything like that. Acts of God, that kind of thing. But we always try to have the Moonlight Kolsch beer, which is the beer that caters to the masses, basically. Okay. It's a nice Kolsch, very crisp, refreshing kind of gateway beer to people who are, I'm a mass production guy, and what do you recommend? That's usually what we'll steer people towards, because it's not an assault on your palate like a double IPA would be, which we always try to have one of those on tap as well. We have our Full Moon Pale Ale.
Just drinking a nice Crescent Moon Pale Ale.
Awesome. How's beer going down?
It's going great.
Yeah?
It's a little hoppy, but I like that stuff.
What are you going to next?
My brother said the coffee porter's pretty good, so I think I'm gonna try that next.
Yeah. Sweet.
We have our Belgian wit beer, and we also rotate back and forth between our Elm's Mild Manor, which is an English style mild, or our Jimmy D's Firehouse Red.
Oh, cool.
Which is an Irish red, which we still give a portion of the proceeds to the Children's Burn Camp in Connecticut.
That's awesome.
And that's 10 years, 11 years later.
Good for you guys. So you guys are brewing on site here, so it comes out of the fermenters downstairs and directly into the walk-in cooler, right?
Walk-in cooler, yep. There's the 6 tanks in there and small kegs. And then from that directly comes to the...
Right to the bar.
To the bar. So the bar, and also we have 2 different types of the bar, and we have one upstairs as well.
Now, are you guys distributing this beer anywhere else, or you just serve it here?
No, just here. We're too small, and then to sell beer out, we need a bigger space, big refrigeration. We need more kegs and all that stuff, and there's no room for that. So
it's kind of nice so that it's all here.
Yeah,
if you want it, you come here.
I mean, it's big enough for us to produce and give out to people.
But that's good. That means business is booming, and that people are coming here for the beer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to focus. That's why some people are upset, some people are not, but we're trying to focus more on the beer and food more than the bar scene itself. Sure. Like, being in New Brunswick by Rockhurst, everybody thinks it's like, college town and a college bar, but nothing wrong with the college kids, but who spends money are the college parents. So we prefer to have a little older crowd, if you know what I mean, but and like I said, people nowadays really love craft beer.
Absolutely.
So like it's getting like
it's the thing.
Big boom. Yep.
Right. This is the American Amber Ale.
Nice.
It's a classic.
Starting with the Amber Ale
Same
as well.
thing.
Yeah.
Do you guys always drink the same thing?
I usually start with this, but I end up with the Belgians.
Belgians? Why?
Oh, it just feels like going home. It's a nice smooth beer.
You're from Belgium.
I've never been to Belgium.
Exactly.
But I'm sure they're probably nice people.
But that's what home should be
probably
like.
make a nice beer.
Yeah. I saw a sign when I was walking in here that you guys do like a homebrew type club
Yeah,
thing?
we do basically the first Monday of every month we do a fermented world.
Okay.
Basically it's like a new thing, like it's like almost like a bottle share, but a bottle share of their own beer. So basically they come in and they're homebrew, absolutely. It's usually like between 15 and 20 people come in every first Monday of the month at 7 p.m. They go upstairs in the back room and they just they talk about like their beers, they try new hops, they make something different, and they always, they go.
See, that's cool that you're opening up to the community and you're letting them come in and kind of share between themselves, and then they come in here and buy your beer. And
yeah.
Harvest Moon was one of the first brew pubs that opened in the area, and Tank was starting out at a time when people didn't really get the whole beer-food pairing thing. But with a little perseverance and customer education, Harvest Moon has stood the test of time and is the go-to place for beer-centric food. So as executive chef, it's your job to taste the beer.
Unfortunately, yes, poor me.
And figure out what best suits it food-wise, right?
Exactly.
So what kind of specific things do you do here in order to get that pairing? I mean,
Well, I mean, I use a lot of the beers actually that we have on tap. I use in my recipes, and it actually goes into the dishes. I'll also try to do beer dinners now and again where I'll get the whole run of whatever beers we have on tap. Half of them I'll cook with, and half of them I'll use that and then pair it with the other half of the beers. That kind of thing. I mean, you just want to know if you have a very rich, fatty kind of dish. You want something crisp and sharp to cut through that, like a good American pale ale, or you have a nice spicy dish. You need something bold to stand up to it that's not going to get lost, like a good IPA, that kind of thing. Even dessert beers, we do. Sometimes I'll do floats when we'll do the imperial stout, things like that. You throw a little salted caramel gelato in an imperial stout,
yes.
and you've got just a great little dessert beer.
Cheers to that, man. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Salute.
Although it's located smack dab in the middle of a college town, Harvest Moon is a far cry from your typical sticky floor, deep fried, everything college bar. Their beer and food selections are on point. So if you're in the area, you'd best make a stop here.